Hey guys, now it's time to review Superboy number 2. Now, issue number 2 starts off 1 month back in issue 1 when Superboy was released from his pod and destroyed the whole lab. Now, you see Red, the doctor. I'm going to call the redhead doctor from now. I'm going to call her Red. So Red, you see Red and Superboy together. Now, as they are together, a soldier comes up and asks, Red, we need to take him in. We have to put him in a cage or we have to put him down. Now, of course, Red doesn't like this and she starts arguing with him and they start butting heads and Superboy's there watching. And as Superboy's watching, he uses his telekinesis abilities and starts tearing them apart by taking off their armor and stuff like that and studying them. And I just found it wow, it's just that's kind of cool the way he does that. But of course, Red tells him, "Don't do this. You're not made to do this. The accident. It was that was just instincts. That's what made you do that. But right here, it's different. It's a bad thing. And he's just saying that. He's just studying them. And after that, you pan out back into where Templar, doctor or the guy who runs nowhere, says that he has captured Red Robin, and the others. So seems like, I guess, in Teen Titans they did capture them. Now, after that, he brings up where they left off. They release Superboy, and they have to go on the mission with Rose. Now, why I didn't mention Rose Wilson is actually Slade Wilson's daughter. I did not mention that. She's in the comics, so she might be able to appear in Teen Titans because she was actually in the Teen Titans comics before they rebooted the series. So Rose Wilson may be a character in the Teen Titans comics, so I don't know yet, but that's just a speculation for myself for now. But yeah, so then, Rose starts telling, Red that you didn't think that they were going to release him sooner or later. I mean, you put a big S on him and you call him Superboy. Of course, you created a weapon and, they're not going to use it. So, of course, he's warning Red that she did something wrong. Then, they go off onto their mission and they have to go to a facility and defeat these monsters that have been released. Now, what Rose, I don't know if Rose knows this, but what Superboy doesn't know is that Templar is testing him. He released these monsters just to test Superboy's abilities. And of course, Red thinks this is a bad idea. I mean, he's not ready for the world, so you set this up just to release him to see how he can, use his abilities and powers. And you actually see a couple of his abilities in this issue, besides the telekinesis where he can tear, armor apart, I guess. But yeah, when they get in, of course, he says "Oh, I can tell there's 3 people alive down on the on the lower cell," and Rose is like, "How do you know this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's my tactical or something like that, tactical telekinesis." And he's like, "Oh, you don't use X-ray vision?" He's like, "No, anything I touch I can see through, or I can see or feel." So him touching the floor, he can see through it. Now that's kind of odd for me because he's half Superman, half Lex Luthor. But okay, I guess that works. He can see through the ground with telekinesis powers. But yeah, he sees the monsters, and the monsters come up and starts fighting Superboy and Rose, and they're just battling out. And then 2 of them come up. They're brothers of the other monster, and they bring Superboy down and starts beating him and beating the living hell out of him. And Superboy doesn't know what he just got into. He doesn't know what's going on. He's all like, what did I get myself into? I'm not ready for that. And he gets beat up and beat up and beat up. And then Rose kills one of the monsters. She defeats one of the monsters. And then Superboy is this dark and stuff like that because he's buried under rubble. And then somehow his telekinesis abilities activate, I guess. even more powerful than before, and the whole play starts dragging towards the building. So the plane that the Templar and Red is on is actually going into a collision course with the building because of Superboy's telekinesis abilities is dragging them along. So they have to fly away instantly, or they get caught in the building and crash. So Rose and Rose and Red and the Templar escape. And of course, Red said, "You should go save Superboy. He's still down there." And he's like, "No, we're not going to." And she's like, "What have you done?" And he's still there, but of course, they fly away, and we end the issue there. Now, I think what the Templar did was he did this on purpose. He set up the whole place just to see Superboy's abilities, and also to have Superboy be released. And I guess I think he wants to release Superboy in the world and leave him there. So I guess Robin and them can be able to find him. But that's my speculation so far on what happened. I actually like this issue, and it's pretty good. The art's still great, and all in all, I think you guys should pick it up. I mean, it's still a lot of dialogue. Like, I didn't say as much of what they were talking about. I'm just briefing it. I don't want to talk about the whole thing. If I talk about the whole thing, I'll talk forever. But just briefing you on what's going on in this story right now. And yeah, highly recommend you guys checking this out. Superboy's going off on a good start for me right now. I'm going to pick up, I already have my subscriptions ready. So every single comic you see me review, I always have a subscription ready. So I'm still going to keep subscribing. I'm never going to drop these comics. They're all pretty good right now. Superboy, check it out if you guys have the chance to. Highly recommend it. So yeah.